introduce our 4 legendary trainers for LFG. Up first, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, Booker T. WWE Women's Champion, Mickie James. WWE Hall of Famer, Bubba Dudley. Guys, you've been phenomenal on Legends and Future Greats. It's great to have you here in Vegas. Unbelievable to have the legends here. For all of you, and Mickie, I'll start with you. Right off the top, what's this experience been like?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's been amazing. I think to work alongside all of these legends, Hall of Famers, icons, but also to be the first female to be a coach and to be surrounded with such powerful and inspirational people who I learned so much from coming in and just being a part of WWE the first time and being able to work and wrestle in the locker rooms with these gentlemen, and I learned so much then, and then to even go back, and I feel like I learned so much more just through this experience and through the kids. You know, they're really passionate and hungry and happy to be there. Yeah,
you guys learn a lot about yourselves when you have to coach, when you're on the other side of it, Book?
Yeah, you know, no diss. Mickie, I know you're always trying to make everything, you know, a feel-good moment, you know what I mean? But everybody knows, everybody's been watching LFG, everybody's been seeing what's going down. I just want to put that out there just first of all, but heck yeah, we get a chance to see what we're all about. And me as a coach for the last 20 years, yes, it's been awesome, you know, teaching these young guys, giving them the expert tutelage. Oh yes, man, it's been a hell of a time. Oh yes.
And I have to tell you, this has been my favorite part of the show, because every time he goes on about being, there we go.
I always want to know how he can talk so much and say so little. That is a gift. It's non-stop. From the time we get to the Performance Center till we walk out the doors, that's all we hear.
I'll tell you what, and then Bubba, I want you to get involved here to react to that, because there definitely is one of these coaches that's a little more competitive when it comes to this stuff than the other. Take a look at this clip.
All right, guys, all right, shut down, because it's time to spin this some bitch up. Yeah, that could be you, Bubba. right on these situations.
Bubba, I like watching your face watching that clip.
Do you have any idea what it's like dealing with this man 3 days a week, every single week? In the wrestling dictionary, next to the word politicker, there's a picture of Booker T. Right, Book?
Hell no.
You ought to try having to be like the moderator and all that. I mean, think about how scary this situation is, to where I'm the level-headed one.
You're the level-headed.
Yeah, in all of this between these guys. I'm telling you though, my understanding is, from Book's standpoint, we're trying to teach them everything, and I believe that Booker would say that politicking is a part of this line of work, so why not teach them that in the process? That's my assumption.
It is. Politicking is a huge part of this game, but me, I'm a straight shooter. You guys know me. I tell it like it is.
Yeah, man.
I call it right down the damn middle every time. Right?
The middle
Right.
of what? Wait. The middle of what? Booker's reality and the world's reality are two different things.
See what I'm saying? Y'all just saw it. Y'all just heard me say it a minute ago. The deck, excuse me.
The deck has been stacked against you.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
The deck is the other coaches.
And if you don't believe that he's in 2 Hall of Fames, Booker, show them your ring.
There it is. There it is right there. Let me get the people over here a shot. Go ahead and get your shot there. There it is.
He didn't want us to kiss the ring before we started, but I had to draw the line there.
Here's what I'm curious of. You
The
guys
people wanted to see it.
The people.
It's all about, with me, guys, with me, it's all about the people.
Everybody's sizing up Booker and the way he goes about it on this show. What about sizing up the other 3 of you? Mickie, if you had to describe, now that you're around them, day in and day out, taping this as coaches, what is Taker's style as a coach in your eyes? How would you describe his coaching style?
I'm gonna tell it like, I'm gonna tell it like it is.
See if you can get Taker when he's
Take it straight up. He knows this. I mean, he didn't slip on a banana peel and become one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. He didn't do it by osmosis.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't do that. The dude, he's damn good. And I'm gonna give props where props are due. You know why? Because I call it straight down the middle.
That may be the most honest thing you've said in this whole process. And look, you're still there.
There was a recent episode of LFG where one of the future greats was tasked with developing a signature move. And Taker was one of the members of your team who came up with some interesting ideas. We'll take a look at this clip.
Work smarter. So the guest today, Diamond Dallas Page, was challenging the teams to come up with their own signature moves.
Y'all have somewhat been working on some stuff, hopefully. Who's feeling confident?
I came with a bunch of different ideas. I had some that were pretty out there, which I knew were pretty out there and had low likelihood of getting approved.
But I was thinking, could hit someone with like a keyboard and then do like a reverse DDT on it and call it the DDIT, like IT department. That was one idea, really out there. I don't think I want to do it for this, but I was thinking about that. Anyways.
You know you're trying to win, right?
Yeah. So I have 2 legitimate ideas. I had a couple more like legitimate ideas that I was thought would be more realistic in terms of trying in a match. If I hook someone in that butterfly, since I have their head in the side, I can hit them with like a pump knee or like a couple pump knees, like. Butterfly deal, since they're like butterfly suplex, we were talking about maybe calling it like the tooth fairy because it's a butterfly, like they got wings, and then beating them in the face for a tooth fairy. And I got the tooth fairy smile too. It was just a cool way to like workshop, which was fun.
That's, by the way, Shiloh Hill, who's going to be coming out here, one of the future greats in just a moment, part of Team Taker. Taker, the bonds that you develop with those who are on your team, speak to me about that.
Yeah, you definitely get invested in these kids, and obviously you're the four that you get, but the whole group. We're around all these kids for 3-4 days at a time, and you can't help, like, we're all very competitive, and at the end of the day, we want to be the winning coach, but you can't not be invested in these kids' futures. And whether it's Bubba's, Mickey's, or even Book's, you know, you can't help but find yourself taking somebody that's not on your team aside and, you know, kind of giving them some tips here and there, just because you want to see these kids succeed. I was really shocked at how invested I became so quickly. And you know, two of my kids, Elijah and Bailey, they got to the Performance Center, I think, a week before we started filming. I mean, a week. And I think there was a couple of other coaches that had people starting from ground zero. And it's just amazing to watch how fast in this system that they grow. It's amazing to do what they did in these first matches that they have on TV. It's just a testament to what Shawn and his group is doing down there. But it really, yeah, it's just amazing how invested. You'll see on any given day, and you'll see in background footage sometimes, you'll see Bubba or Mickie talking to somebody, not even on their team. It's just because they see things and they feel like they can give them things that help. And I mean, my gosh, what I would have give at that point in my process to have that kind of tutelage just at my fingertips. It's amazing.
And Shawn and I were having that conversation earlier about the advantages. I mean, you guys are the greatest that ever did it. But when you guys were coming up, LFG didn't exist. The gold at the end of the rainbow of an NXT contract didn't exist, Mickie. I mean, what this generation has and the opportunities are incredible.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I think that it's what we all hoped for as we were coming out, because we didn't have a lot of those things, and now to see that that's where it's at. And even just, you know, an NXT contract in the facility, it's like an Olympic facility for professional wrestling. It's not just like practicing in the back of a boxing ring with a gimmicky, you know, ring, and, you know, just trying to wrestle in front of 25 people somewhere and just get noticed and get better. Like, this is, you have so many coaches down there. Shawn has such a great team down there, and the doctors, so everybody's taken care of and they're safe. It's just like, this is what we all prayed for, to be able to give these kids this opportunity that they have now. So it's really cool to see. But a lot of these, like you were saying, they had come there a week before, and I think that we all fell in love. Personally, I know I fell in love with all of the future greats. Like, I was really pulling for each and every one of them, because it's hard not to, because you could see how passionate they were, and you love that.
That was the thing that was the most rewarding for me. I mean, I watch all of them, as we just saw earlier, having a great deal of fun with one another, but how each and every one of them connected so quickly with our talent. They could see in their eyes how much they wanted it. And then this group of legends, immediately you could see them connect and then really start to invest themselves, bring themselves every week, week after week, day after day, of getting with this talent because they genuinely care. That is the absolute #1 greatest aspect of the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, is the culture. And it sounds like I'm blowing smoke, but the culture that Triple H first put in that place still thrives today, and it has an effect on everybody when they walk in. And when you have people that are as accomplished in this business as these individuals are, and then they walk in the door and they're so unbelievably giving of their wisdom and their knowledge and doing everything they can to pass it forward. It's an awesome thing to see, and those talents have benefited, but I know that they are very, very tight and close with all of their talent, and that's been, again, the most rewarding thing to sit there and watch from the outside.
There's no doubt about it, and Bubba, whether I listen to you on Busted Open or here on LFG or even have conversations with you, there are a few that I think have better historical perspective on the industry through the stages of development than you. In other sports, this doesn't happen that often. It's more rare that the greatest to ever play football or basketball or baseball end up being the great head coaches or offensive coordinators. How would you describe the relationship of when you've been at the top to then be a coach and be able to communicate it with somebody who's just trying to take those first few steps?
I very much enjoy helping the future greats move along. I've taken what I've learned from watching the people that came before me. He came before me. Shawn, Booker came before me. I'm sure Mickie learns from us. We take what we learned in the ring working with the people that were better than us, and now we try to hand it down to these 16 future greats, hoping that they're gonna listen, hoping that they're gonna glean some information, hopefully that whatever we say sticks and they can apply it in the ring so they can go on to become an NXT superstar, a WWE superstar, main event WrestleMania, which is what we're all here for today. And one of the interesting things for me is I get to talk about professional wrestling every day on Busted Open. I get to speak on Busted Open at night, on Busted Open After Dark. And you know, the WWE built me a studio at the PC, and I get to see how NXT runs. And Shawn, to your face in front of everybody, you run one of the tightest ships I've ever seen, man. And it, yeah, go ahead. And it comes across on television, because when I'm watching this product on television, when I'm watching NXT, I'm like, holy shit, I like this better than Raw. I like this better than SmackDown. Yeah. And that's because it started at the top with him, how it filters down through the writers, through the producers, the agents, and into the talent. So I'm getting to see the passing down of the knowledge, whether it's from us four to the future greats or from Shawn and his team to the NXT crew.
In the midst of your answer there, you said,
Joe,
go ahead.
before you go further, I just want to say that was very well said, coming from a 24-time tag team champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Bubba Ray Dudley.
Hey, Book. I forgot. Help me out. How many of those titles are regional?
Well, I did some research.
Here we go.
And
How many people here would like to see me put Booker 3 to a table?
Wait a minute, guys. Let me run this off for you right quick, guys. 24-time tag team champion. Let's put a little asterisk by a couple of those, all right? The ECW championships, tag team championships, 8 times. Wipe them out. Wipe them out.
Do we have any ECW fans here?
Wait a minute.
They don't chant for WCW and Harlem
Wait a minute. The Hustle Tag Team Championship. Wipe it out.
Those were the Hustle Super Tag Team Championships.
Wait a minute. The Squared Circle.
No, those don't count. Those are not the 24.
Tag Team Championships. Wipe them out. Okay?
Yeah, well, how many 5-star matches have you had?
Might we digress?
Hey, I do want to bring this up, because you brought up in the middle of what was, I thought, a great response there, hoping that they listen. For each of you, just real quick, biggest challenge you've had in going through this process of being a coach at LFG, right down the road. Taker, we'll start with you. Biggest challenge you've had?
I think the biggest challenge was basically for me personally, trying to figure out how hard I could push.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we're kind of the dinosaurs from a different era, and we came up a lot harder, and we got a lot of in your face, and so it took me a minute to figure out how hard that I could push. I can say this, when the next season comes along, there won't be a feeling out process.
Right.
And I know exactly how much they can take. I mean, you look at them, all these are D1 athletes. They've all been coached hard, and they can take it. And so, I mean, that was for me, is trying to bring my era to them in a way that they understood. And they're just all competitors, and there was nothing that I said or nothing that I did that anyone knew was anything malicious. It was all for their betterment. And they, and once we got that figured out, it's been a smooth process.
Taker being a coach on the show was the most intriguing thing to me when they told me about LFG. They told me about Booker. I know Booker has a very successful wrestling school, very reputable wrestling school, one of the best wrestling schools out there, reality wrestling in Texas. So I knew that Booker would be a great trainer. I know how great Mickie is with her, with people in general. I know how accomplished she was as a wrestler, and she has a great way with her of communicating, and she's been teaching them well. But with him, it's like he only just recently pulled the curtain back a little bit. Now we're gonna see the Undertaker training kids that are like 60 years younger than him. Like that's crazy.
I'm sorry, what was the math on that?
It's crazy to me.
Mickie, biggest challenge for you during this?
I do have wrestling boots older than every one of my kids.
As you can see, there's a lot of personality, a lot of dynamic personalities. I think just for me personally, it was honestly, I've walked in learning from these guys, and I respect them all so much. I think it was just on a personal note, feeling like I could coach to the same level that they could, and that I belonged, and that I was, at equal in a sense. That was hard, even because I've always admired all these gentlemen and looked up to them and shared these locker rooms as a young talent, making all my mistakes and all the things, to now as a young talent, nobody popped. It was fine.
I guess for me, knowing that all the young talent, they all come from the same place, and for guys like myself, Shawn, Taker, Bubba, Mickie as well, being in that female locker room, trying to get these young kids to realize how big of an opportunity this was and how big of a competition this was, because I know I was always competing against Shawn. I wanted to be better than Shawn. I was always competing against Taker and Bubba from a tag team. That's why we talk the way we do. Because in actuality, it's almost real, because we were competing to be the best, and to actually now be having, our own, team to actually, go against each other and to get in their head that this is a dogfight. At the end of the day, only one can win. For me, that's what I took away from it.
Well, let's bring out some of those who feel that they're in position to win. Folks, I want you to give this group a really big hand. Somebody in this group, maybe years from now, right here at WrestleMania. So let's bring out our future greats. Up first, you just saw him in that clip a few moments ago. A member of Team Undertaker, Shiloh Hill. From Team Mickie James, please welcome Candy From Team LFG, from the here. What's this experience been like for you?
Oh, it's been unreal, life-changing, by the one and only Booker T. Come on, Team 5 time! Team 5 time! We take it over!
I have to say it's been pretty life-changing. I mean, look at my coach here, one of the absolute icons in the WWE Women's Division and in professional wrestling. So just grateful to be taught by the best and be surrounded by the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a great time. What do y'all think? Yeah, Coach Bubba, you know, best coach in the game, baby. We love each other for real, so come on down, baby.
It's been amazing for me as well, man, getting to work in front of coaches and legends that I've watched since I've been really young, learning from the best to ever do it, so it's been truly an honor.
Shiloh, for those who don't know, quickly your backstory and the tooth.
The tooth. I'm trying to think. I've gotten knocked out a couple of times. A couple headbutts, a couple punches. I got hit out with a forearm one time. And I think the first time I got knocked out, though, my cousin shot me in the mouth with a BB gun. And ever since then, it just hasn't stayed in very long.
You're bound to be a future pro wrestling star. You know, it's been so interesting to watch the course of these future greats and their stages of development. Panina, you brainstorming a signature move recently. We want to show this clip.
I kind of did fisherman's hook, power bomb.
Sit out power bomb? What's the that look like?
Yeah, just the fisherman hook.
What you gonna do before, what you gonna do after, what's gonna make the move? Just about every time.
Trying to think of how I could throw my sign.
What's your sign?
If I throw it up, it's a S to you. I mean, you just swap it back, S to me, S to you. We just throw the S up for Sama because I'm of Samoan descent.
You want to make this as big
as you possibly can.
Yeah. You know, you get used to that. Don't you need this little tip?
Wow. He had good words to say about my son, which I felt good because I feel like that's kind of like what's going to be a signature for me as well.
And you're sitting there with Diamond Dallas Page and Booker T, going through the nuances of the craft. Do you ever sit there for a moment and pause and saying, is this for real?
Every day I wake up, look in the mirror, I'm thankful for my blessings, and I gotta pinch myself when I get to talk to Booker T, Mickie James, Bubba Ray, and The Undertaker. It's a dream.
Danny, take us through the learning process. We just get a clip there of Panina, but the learning process of this all.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is glorified, but what you don't realize is that we're learning every single step of the way too. So it's really difficult, it's really hard, and to be surrounded by, like, I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by everybody going through the same experience, so it's a blessing.
You know, I want to put Danny over for a second,
please,
because she impressed the shit out of me on one of the episodes when she went up to Taker.
I saw it.
And she asked him for permission to use the Hell's Gate. And I remember sitting there and watching the match as we all were, and she hooks in the Hell's Gate, and I turned to him and I went, I can't believe she did that. And he looked at me and he went, she asked for permission first. And I was like, wow, you earned, which is a big word with me, you earned a level of respect. Because little old you went up to big old mean him and say, can I use the finish that you beat Brock Lesnar with? That's a big deal.
No, well, who knows? I beat everybody. But no, that showed a lot of her character. But it is a sign of respect. It's an old school trait. There's a lot of people that don't go to that trouble and go to the vets that made these moves famous. And the fact that, what I say, you had 2 days in the business. What was it? I don't remember what I told you. But the fact that she was so green and had the courage to come up and ask me, I was just like, what am I gonna say? Like, she did it the right way, and and she did it well. So, good for you, Danny.
Good job, Danny. Listen, it's one thing to learn the ropes and to go through the early stages of any talent-based business. It's another thing to do it when cameras are on all the time. You're looking, Shiloh, you're looking right away saying, boy, do I know that. Shiloh, BJ, what is that like when you know, hey, we're trying to learn the ropes here and we got cameras and mics in our faces here?
Yeah, so I think y'all saw a clip earlier where I pitched a move, and the thing about wrestling is it's a very creative process, and sometimes part of the creative process is getting the bad ideas out of the way before the good ones come to light. And on LFG, sometimes those bad ideas wind up on camera for everyone to see, which is an interesting aspect for sure. But mark my words, at some point within my career, someone will be taking the DDIT. So if you see me coming to the ring with a keyboard, you know I'm in business.
Hey, Shiloh. Hey, cut me a promo, will you?
Cut you a promo, right?
Cut a promo. I don't want you to pass, I want you to do it.
Okay, I'll do it right now. So this is probably the most important thing I've learned on this show. You know, I had a conversation with Undertaker about opportunity, and opportunity in wrestling is really difficult to come by. So when you get an opportunity to speak your mind, you gotta take it. Ever since I stopped taking that opportunity, I've been hearing a little voice in the back of my head talking about, Shiloh, don't sleep, don't take a break, don't give up, there's more to give, there's more to prove, there's more to take. And every day since that moment, I haven't been able to sleep. So mark my words, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't know how long, you're gonna know why no one sleeps on Shiloh Hill.
You know, I sit back and I think to myself, would you have been able to do that only a couple months ago before going through this process in front of thousands of people here the week of Mania, on stage, on a moment's notice? Good for you, great job. Give him a hand, everybody. There's a lot of emotion that also comes in going through a show like this and a reality competition like this. And I want to show this bonus clip for everybody. It includes Danny and some great coaching by Mickie.
It's okay. It's okay to cry. It's hard not to get emotional when the job is to take them on an emotional roller coaster. Yeah. And that's what selling tickets and Britt walking in the building, you going here and tapping into this part of them. So use those hurts and those pains and those things and channel it to go out there and put on a show, right?
They're gonna connect with you.
Yeah, they're gonna connect with both of you.
Okay, so they're gonna connect with me too.
Yeah. Knock them dead.
Thank you.
Knock them dead. You okay?
Yes.
Take a breath.
Probably just cry it all out now.
Yeah, get it out. Wait, don't try it all out yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait until after the match and then cry it all out. Use it in the match. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mickie.
I cry a lot. I've cried after a lot of my matches. I promise you that. No.
I say that's why the Performance Center works. Because everything that we do down there is done from a human level. He sat down there, again, he's one of the most close to the vest type of people that there are. But now you sit there and you watch The Undertaker look back and say, Shiloh, cut me a promo. Shiloh walks out there and he cuts me a promo because he has trust in him and he trusts him. And they have that across the board with all of their future greats. And we do that on a regular basis down there in Orlando. These four stepped in, got a number of individuals, young talent, that don't know who they are or what they're going to be, but they're counting and trusting that these legends will be able to guide them and get them there. And you can see the bond between these future greats and these legends right here before you on not just, again, a wrestling level, but on a human level. And that, I guess, where I go back to that culture that was created such a long time ago. And that's why the future of WrestleManias are going to be in the hands of legends like this, passing it on to future greats like these.
I agree with you, Shawn. And Shawn, when you mention it being on a human level, that also comes with some unique complexities at times. And for those of you who tune in to A&E on Sunday nights or watch it on the app, you probably are sitting here looking at this stage and saying, at what point will I address things with BJ and Bubba Ray? Which has been very complex but very dynamic, and I think has made the show as authentic as could be, and that serves the fan as best as could be. So we do have exclusive bonus scene footage, and we'll share that with you now.
BJ has everything that it takes from a physical point of view to a personality point of view to make it in this industry.
Maybe you want to think about the attitude moving forward during this show. I'm talking here now.
Okay. I think, the more Coach Bubba is getting to know me, I think he's starting to like me.
The constant smirk on the face is weird to me. I don't get it. Like, the smirk is getting even bigger. Like, I don't get it.
I'm not trying to smirk, Gus. That's just my face.
I actually don't have a contentious relationship with BJ. Get the out of here now. If you asked me, personality-wise, who would win this contest, it's BJ.
What the what are you thinking about?
He's got a lot of talent.
Bubba, the floor is yours, my man. But take us through it from start to finish and where you guys are right now in your relationship as student and teacher.
As everybody in this room knows, I am never, ever, ever at a loss for words. I'm gonna lay out. I'm gonna let LFG do the talking. Here's what I will say. You saw the clip. You listened to the clip. I put BJ over. I spoke highly of him. Despite him being his own worst enemy, I put him over. Whatever happens to BJ will be on BJ. He is and she's shaking her head. Why are you shaking your head, Danny? Why are you shaking? I'm gonna call you out. Why are you shaking your head?
I agree with you.
Because you agree, and I'm sure every coach agrees, and I'm sure every other body. BJ will succeed because of BJ, or BJ will fail because of BJ. Have you ever seen a movie called A Bronx Tale?
My friend, I lived it, but take us through it.
You guys see A Bronx Tale? Yeah. What does Chaz Palminteri say to a young Cologino? The saddest thing in the world is wasted talent.
Oh, is it ever?
Especially in our business. Yes. Will BJ be wasted talent? Yes. Watch the rest of LFG and see.
You're like the guy who locks the doors and says, now you just can't get out.
Exactly.
I will ask you as his coach, may we hear from BJ here?
Absolutely. You would not have invited him here if you didn't want to hear from him.
BJ, I want you to explain what we've seen out of you in the show, some of these moments with one of the all-time greats who's trying to make you better.
I mean, yeah, like this whole process, Joe, it's been phenomenal. I mean, we got a great panel of legends up here.
Get that mic close to you, my man.
It's too far away. We got a great panel of legends, awesome, phenomenal future greats on the stage, but they ain't got the perma-smirk. Shout out Coach. So, I mean, I think like everything's been going good. Like Coach said, he's taking me on a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, some ups and downs, compliment down, but hey, I'm gonna be me, wholeheartedly me, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. I'm gonna go out there and have fun. Obviously, I wanna listen to the legends and the advice. They have so much knowledge and so much to pass on, and I'm young, I'm green to this industry, and so I just gotta learn some things and keep my head down and work, but I'm excited to have some fun and keep betting on myself all the way.
But you got the attention of the other coaches as well for some of these episodes. Book, what did you make of the BJ Bubba relationship and some of the stuff that he pulled off?
I mean, it's dynamic. I mean, as far as the relationship goes, I mean, two guys coming from two totally different eras. I mean, BJ Ray is, is Gen Z, right? And Bubba Ray is old school. Of course, there's going to be a conflict there. And Bubba's right. BJ got a lot to learn about the business. And one thing about this business, you fall down enough times, you figure it out. and I feel the same way. I feel like BJ has a hell of a lot of talent. I feel like he fits right into this business. But like Bubba says, he's gonna either sink or swim. It's gonna be at his cost.
Nick, what was your read on this?
I felt like it was an interesting pairing because they kind of seem like they're opposites, but I feel like deep down inside, you see a little bit of yourself in him, in a young BJ, and you still want him to make all the same mistakes. Also, it's like BJ's kind of like a fungus. He grows on you as you get to know him, and you kind of fall in love with he's endearing, isn't he? I don't understand all this new, like the Riz, all this other stuff. Half the time I can't understand what he's saying, but
Mickey's gonna make me blush for real.
Tank, did it grow on you or were you Teflon to all this?
Like a fungus. Yeah, you see things with BJ, it's undeniable. Like personality and all of those things, those are the things you look at when you see new talent, and you can say, like, this guy's got it. He's got an it factor. BJ's problem is he can't get out of his own way. He's got to take a step back and realize, I've got a lot of talent and I got a lot of opportunity here, and he's just got to be able to take advantage of that. The rest of us, we just got to sit back and watch the train wreck between him and Bubba. Either it's going to go off the tracks, or it's going to go all the way to the station. And that's the that's the interesting part of this story, is how long this journey goes. But he's got all the tools if he can get out of his own way.
Let me hear from the future greats. We'll start here, go right down. Go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, for what it's worth, they all get to go home sometimes. As seasons end, we work with him on a regular basis, and everybody who's been doing this for a long time will let you know, I just gotta be me, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. This business has nothing to do with just being you and not apologizing for stuff. It's simply a conflict of interest. It's not going to work. This is a business where you have to do what you're told to do, perform what you're asked to perform, and doing it to the best of your ability. This is just me, and I'm not going to change for anybody. It simply doesn't work. And whereas he is very talented, from an in-ring standpoint, not anywhere close to being as talented with that kind of attitude. You know what I mean? So has the talking factor and the getting heat factor and all those things that you need, but right now, certainly in-ring wise, isn't even in the ballpark of being, as good as some other people. And simply having a personality that I'm not going to change, this is who I am, take it or leave it. Those are easy decisions for a multi-billion-dollar business to make. It's a piece of cake, take it or leave it. Shit, we leave it. We got a bunch of other options.
Pretty straight. All right, right down the line with the future greats. The one thing you've learned to be successful in this business is?
There ain't no wrong way to do things as long as you do it right. My coach told me that, and it stuck.
Danny?
I'm gonna have to say, be resilient. I mean, you guys have been watching. I'm going through an injury, and she's been helping me through it. But like, the amount of obstacles that you're gonna face, if you're not willing to face them and be resilient and push through them, then you're never gonna be successful.
I think for me, it's just, most importantly, being unique. You come in this industry, there's so much talent, there's so much personality, and I think the biggest way to make it in this business is to stand out and be unique, and that's what I've tried to do ever since I stepped foot into this company.
For me, from an advice standpoint, just taking every opportunity and capitalize on it. And then from a personality standpoint, biggest thing I've learned from all the legends is just being humble.
Well, we want to give them a big hand here, and we also want to tell you, get your cameras out, because maybe the photo you're all about to take a few years from now, you'll say, wow, I remember when. The producers have asked for our legends, for Shawn, for the future greats, everybody to get together. right in the center here for a photo opportunity.
I'll take the selfie.
Who's got this?
I got you.
Selfie? You want to do an Oscar style selfie?
Hold up.
DJ, wait on the selfie for 1 minute. We're gonna get a group photo first. Here's a sneak peek, a trailer for the next episode of LFG.